Hi everyone, my name is Rafiat and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for always clicking to watch my videos and it means a lot to me. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you something really interesting. I'm going to be showing you how to make the perfect samosas from scratch, both how to make the samosa wrappers and of course the samosa filling. And you guys, this recipe is so easy, so let's get right into it. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please take a few seconds to do so that you can get premium quality content from me, okay? Thank you. Of course, we're going to start off by making the wrappers, and I'm going to be using 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and to that I'm going to add some salt. And I'm going to mix this together so that the salt can get to every corner of the all-purpose flour. And once I'm done with the mixing process, I'm just going to add some water. And after that, I'm just going to use my hand to mix everything together. Make sure your hands are very clean when doing this. And you're going to add water bit by bit so as to get the exact consistency and the exact kind of dough that we are looking for when making the samosa wrapper. As you can see, I'm adding bit by bit, okay? And after this, I'm just going to keep mixing until a dough is formed. You don't have to do this vigorously, just gently use your hand to bring the flour and the water together, okay? And that's just how to bring your dough together. Please don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment on this video, and also share this video to your loved ones. Thank you. So over to the surface, I'm just going to sprinkle some all-purpose flour on a clean surface, then transfer the dough to the surface. This is simply because it makes kneading very easy, okay? And all I'm doing now is to knead the dough. Nothing too serious, just a way of bringing the dough together. We want a dough that is all formed in one lump and all smooth and all that, okay? And you don't have to knead this the way you knead the dough for bread. It doesn't have to be that serious, just for it to come together, just like you can see. And once you've brought the dough together, go ahead and transfer this into a greased bowl. Just apply some vegetable oil in the bowl and transfer into the bowl and set aside for about 10 to 15 minutes. And after about 10 to 15 minutes, go ahead and sprinkle the surface with some all-purpose flour. Place the dough and divide the dough into smaller pieces. You can do anywhere between 4 to 6 pieces. Anything you can work with. I ended up doing 4 pieces so that, you know, this is something I can easily work with. So set the rest of the dough aside and let's work with one. All I'm doing now is to spread the dough as much as possible. You're going to spread this to be as thin as possible. Just keep spreading the dough. You can do this horizontally, vertically. It really doesn't matter. So far at the end of the day, you're going to get a dough that is as flat as you want it to be, okay? And this should take a very short while to do. So once the surface is properly floured, once you spread flour on the surface, is very easy to spread out the dough. So repeat this process until the dough is very flat. As you can see, look how easy it is to flatten the dough. So the desired thickness depends on you, but this is my desired thickness, is very thin, actually not thick. So this is exactly how I love the dough for my spring roll or my samosa. Now all I'm doing is to cut a circular shape. I use the cover of my pot to do this. You can use anything circular to cut out the shape that you want. The size you're going to cut out also depends on choice. So I'm doing, this is large. Yes, this is large so that I can, you know, use the wrapper as I want to. So once you're done with that, go ahead and lift whatever you're using to cut. And this is what you have, perfectly shaped and with the exact level of thinness or thickness that is perfect for your spring rolls or your samosa. So all you have to do is repeat this process, and the excess, always make sure you knead again and roll out and cut out, okay? It's that easy, and that's it. So don't forget to apply some vegetable oil on the cut out wrappers. This is going to prevent them from sticking. So once you place one, you apply vegetable oil, place the next one. Just repeat this process until you're done with everything. You're done with the whole dough, and that's it. So like I said, place one, one that you just cut out, then go ahead and apply some vegetable oil before placing the next one. This is very important because when they stick together, it becomes very difficult to separate them. Okay, and just like that, we are done with making the wrappers. Now let's go ahead and prepare them by heating them up. This preparation is more like setting the samosa wrappers to be ready, like setting them up for use, and it's also a very wonderful way to preserve the wrappers. And all you have to do is place the wrapper on a pan, allow each side for a few seconds to a minute, flip over and take out of the pan. Yes, it's that easy. Look how lovely these wrappers look. So all you have to do is repeat the same process, place them on a pan, flip over after a few seconds, and that's it. This is what we have. It's really easy to make, super easy to make, and this way they can last for several months once kept in the refrigerator. So the whole process of heating them up helps to set the wrappers ready and also helps to preserve. So always make sure you heat them up. This method of making samosa wrappers is exactly what you need to follow when making spring roll wrappers. They're exactly the same thing. In fact, the difference between spring roll wrappers and samosa wrappers is simply how they are folded to get that signature samosa or spring roll look. So now that the wrappers are ready, they can be used for absolutely anything, ranging from samosas to spring rolls to chicken cups, or anyhow you like them. So because I'm making samosas, I decided to cut them into the shape that I'll be using for the samosas. So if I was making spring rolls, I may not have to cut them. So it depends on what you're making. And the way they are, like I said earlier, they can last for several months once refrigerated, and they will still be very fresh. So this is one of the reasons I recommend this particular method of making samosa wrappers. They last very long. Okay, so this is my preferred method so far, and they came out perfect. And hey guys, that's it. How to make the perfect samosa wrappers. I hope you're going to try this method, and I would love to know what you think about this method. I'd love to know your feedbacks about this method. So to store them, all you have to do is place them in a Ziploc bag or in any clean and dry container and place in the refrigerator, and they can last for several months. You can use them for absolutely anything you want to. So let's move forward. Let's go ahead and make the filling for the samosas. One of the reasons I recommend this method of making samosa wrappers is that it gives rise to very crunchy samosa, and it's also very easy to handle because you can fold them easily and make sure that all the samosas are well sealed. So you guys, I know there are different methods of making samosa wrappers, but this right here is my favorite. So the first thing to do is to add some vegetable oil to a pan. Everything we are doing on medium heat. Then go ahead and fry some onions, garlic and ginger for lovely flavor. So now I'm just adding some minced meat. So let me quickly show you how I do my own mincing of meat at home. So all you have to do is wash the meat thoroughly, then transfer to a food processor or any grinder of your choice. Then allow the grinder or the processor do the job. It's very easy. I do this and then refrigerate or put the minced meat in the freezer. Then whenever I'm ready to use it, I just bring it out and use. Look how perfectly minced the beef is. This is really recommended and it saves a lot of time. You can use absolutely any kind of meat you want to, but I love using beef for my samosas. To mince the beef, you can buy already minced beef, or you can do the mincing yourself using a food processor, a grinder or anything like that. Once you've added the beef, continue stirring this until the beef leaves this whole pink color to a brown color, a light brown carton color. And as you're stirring this, you're going to notice that the beef will begin to release its own natural fluid, its own natural juice, which is very important for this process. As you can see, that's what's happening here. The meat has started releasing its own fluid, and this fluid is filled with flavor. So all I'm doing now is to add some spices. So the spices I used are thyme and some more garlic powder. Then I added some seasoning powder and some salt. I'm keeping it really simple. You can add as much as you want to add. So continue stirring this, and after that go ahead and add some pepper for that heat. So you can add fresh pepper, dry pepper, anyhow you like it. I added dry pepper to mine, and fresh pepper will also work fine. And continue stirring this whole process. You have to keep stirring continuously because you don't want the beef to start burning. Okay, now I'm just going to add some carrots and some peas. I'm keeping it simple, like I said. You can add as much vegetables as you want to, but the most common one you find in most samosas are carrots and green peas, and that's what I've added to my pan. And all I'm doing is stirring. You don't have to take your eyes off when you're making samosa filling. Don't take your eyes off the pan, because like I said, it's going to just burn easily. So all I'm doing now is to add some water so that the peas especially can cook. So add some water, stir this, then you can allow it to cook for a few minutes, somewhere between 3 to 5 minutes. You find out that the peas are now softened. Generally, the amount of time you should allow this to boil depends on the kind of peas you're using. If your peas have been blanched earlier, then you can do 1 to 2 minutes. But if they haven't been blanched, they are just peas that you just rinsed, you can allow this for up to 5 minutes so that they can cook properly. Okay, so now I'm just going to add some spring onions for that color, that pop in color. Okay, and all I'm doing now is to stir, mix, and this is basically it. It's very easy to make samosa filling. You can make this in very short time and it's ready. The flavor coming from this pan is everything. So you guys, we are done with making the samosa filling, and that was really fast. So all I did was to transfer to a bowl, and I'm just going to set this aside to cool down. And while that is happening, let's go ahead and make our sealant. Yes, I call it sealant because that's what is going to help us seal the samosas. All you have to do is add some all-purpose flour to a small bowl, add some water, and stir this continuously until you get this kind of consistency. So we are slowly getting there. Okay. So all I'm doing now is to fold one side of the wrapper, and to the other side I'm applying our sealant. Generously apply this, but don't do it too much. And once you're done with that, place that side on top of the side we folded earlier. Use your hand or your thumb to press this down so that it holds tightly. Then add about a tablespoon or half a tablespoon into the samosa. Please don't overfill your samosa, because if you do that, they are going to burst. Most likely they are going to burst, and trust me, you don't want that. Now to this other end, apply some of the sealant, and once you're done with that, go ahead and fold this like an envelope. Fold this to seal it up. Make sure you seal properly, because if you don't seal properly, you're going to find out that oil, when frying, oil is going to seep into the samosa filling, and that is not something you want at all. Okay, so all you have to do, like I said, let's go over this one more time. It's very easy to do, and there are different ways to fold samosas actually, but this is the beginner method, the method that anybody can grasp after watching this video, and it gives rise to perfectly shaped samosa. All you have to do is apply the sealant on one side after folding the other side, the opposite side, and once you're done with that, add the filling. Add the filling that you know is enough for this particular size of samosa. It depends on the size of samosa you're making. I'm doing medium size, so 1 tablespoon is okay. Then apply the sealant on the free end and fold up. Make sure you seal this tightly. Emphasis, please. Make sure you seal this, because oil seeping into the samosa is not something nice at all. And once you're done with that, that's it. Seal every edge. And once you're done with that, this is what you should have: a perfectly sealed samosa. Make sure all the angles of the samosa are perfectly covered to avoid any leakage at all. So our samosas are ready, and at this point it's very important to mention this: samosas can be frozen like this for several weeks. All you have to do when you want to freeze them like this, place in a Ziploc bag and place in the refrigerator or freezer, and that's it. Whenever you want to have samosas, pick some and fry. That's really cool. I do that sometimes. So since we are not going to be doing that, I'm just going to fry all right away, and to do that I'm just going to add some vegetable oil into my frying pan And to that, I'm going to add some onions to add flavor, perfect flavor to the vegetable oil. This is optional, but I recommend it because it adds flavor to the oil. Once the onions have fried very well in the hot oil, go ahead and take them out of the pan in order not to get in the way of, the process of frying the samosa. Now you can start placing the samosas one after the other, making sure that the pan is not crowded at all. So depending on the size of pan you're using, you can do anywhere between 3 to 6 samosas at a go. I ended up doing 5 and it was just perfect for this size of frying pan. So you're to allow this fry on medium heat. Please avoid high heat when you're frying your samosas. And once you've fried a particular side for about 3 minutes, go ahead and flip them over. Don't fry them to be too brown or to be burnt. So speaking of sealing the samosas properly, you can see that the samosas didn't burst open and neither did oil seep into the samosa. So this is the reason why you should make sure your samosas are properly sealed. And all you have to do is repeat the process of frying. I put 6 samosas this time around and it fits in again. So all I'm doing is to take them out of the pan, repeat this process until all the samosas are properly and perfectly fried. And my people, just like that, we've made samosas. And you guys, what do you think? I feel they look really beautiful. I think they came out in the perfect triangular shape, well sealed, well formed, and with a whole crunchy feeling that samosas should have. Okay, let me know what you think about the samosas. Let me know what you think about the shape and everything. And you guys, look at that crunch. Look at that crunch, perfectly crunchy. So make sure you use this method of making samosa wrappers, a method of making samosa filling to get the perfectly shaped samosa and perfect taste as well. And with this, I can happily tell you that once you follow this method, you're going to be able to make the perfect samosas. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you get to try out this recipe. Don't forget to go through my channel for lots and lots of lovely videos. Bye, and I'm going to see you in my next one.